People have been making up little guys for centuries now. It's something we have to cope with, and something creators have to cope with as well. I'm sure when Shakespeare created Romeo and Juliet, he was not going around predicting the existence of Iggy's wrecking balls. I mean, he might have, but there's no substantial evidence to prove it, not yet at least. But sometimes these little guys, they exit the world they inhabit, and suddenly begin to inhabit other worlds, where other little guys exist. And now you have collaborations. Collabs are a funny little thing. They can range from small to large-scale events. Sonic Forces, for example, that's something you never want to start a sentence with, has numerous cameo costumes from stuff like Persona 5, Monkey Ball, Knights, etc. These were fun little free cosmetics you could get for your avatar that you could use in levels. Or, you could, yeah, let's just move on, we'll talk about you later. But I'm gonna be honest, the main reason I'm even making this video is just because I think stuff like this is fun. Particularly when it comes to games, collabs tend to be pretty controversial. Especially in live service games, when people don't really feel that a collaboration fits with the game they're playing. And I guess that's fair. Seeing the Squid Game guys in Call of Duty definitely does something to imagine. Yeah, Call of Duty has started doing a lot of collabs. I mean, they will collaborate with anyone. They did a Licorice Recoil collaboration for the mobile game. I guess it makes sense, you know, Licorice Recoil is an anime about girls who shoot people. Now, why the hell is American Dad here? Why is Beavis and Butthead here too? I mean, I guess you could make a case for American Dad, but what about the other two? Why are these guys here? At the same time though, I don't really care too much. Now, this is because I'm diagnosed with a fatal illness called not giving a shit about Call of Duty, but I don't know, this looks fun to me. I mean, come on, I think everyone has thought to themselves, I wish I could play as Roger from American Dad in Call of Duty at least once in their lives. Okay, fucking hell, let's talk about Persona 5. Atlus has not been able to let go of this game since its inception, and I can't blame them, because if my child was good enough to get put into Smash Bros, and again, that's a topic that will come in helpful later, I would also neglect my other children. And unfortunately, the day Atlus discovered crossovers was the day we knew we'd never hear the end of Persona 5. Now, don't get me wrong, Persona has collaborated with other franchises before. Hatsune Miku was in Persona 4 Dancing. Why? Why not? But the moment Persona 5 released, the floodgates opened. Sword Art Online, Venom, yes, that's not a joke, AFK Arena, Super Monkey Ball, Sonic, Astrobot, fucking Bang Dream, anything you can think of Persona 5 has likely been in. I wanna know what's particularly funny about the Bang Dream collab? Apparently it implies that Persona and Bang Dream share a universe? Yep, and that is certainly a discussion to be had, because Bang Dream collabs with other media as well, so does that mean Girls Band Cry and Sonic T Hedgehog share a universe? Could you imagine in Bang Dream 8 Maigo Season 3, Maigo is like in trouble or something, so Tomori calls her good friend Joker Persona 5 for help? Obviously it's not actually that serious, but it's really funny to think it is, right? Girls Band Cry has collaborated with Sanrio, which has collaborated with Sonic as well, and Joker has also collaborated with Sonic. The hilarity of the thought that Nina has Sonic the Hedgehog on speed dial is awesome. The Power Scouter also gets mentioned in Girls Band Cry, and it's never brought up if it's an actual item they have, or if they're referencing a show, so who knows? Goku could just be hanging around here. But what happens when you take a game and throw every possible IP you could think of at it? Bronchitis. Yep, it's time to discuss Tim Sweeney's favorite of the 7 deadly sins, greed. Fortnite started out as a story-focused survival adventure game, until it wasn't. Then it became a story-focused battle royale game, until it wasn't. Well, okay, it kind of still is, but there's a lot more. Like, a lot more. Now, I'm not going to go into Fortnite's history too much. If you're familiar with the game, you already know it, but nowadays, collaborations have become significantly more ingrained into the game's identity than they ever were before. Back in Chapter 1, if a collaboration was announced, it was a major shock. Chapter 1 still had its collabs, but they weren't entirely frequent. You had your Marshmallows and your Marvels, but it wasn't an all-the-time thing. In Chapter 6, a collaboration being announced is as common as breathing. There's just so many of them now, they're everywhere. Hell, at the time of the script being written, Power Rangers just got into the game. Why? I don't know, but it's here. It's cool though, I grew up with Power Rangers, so I do like that, but at the same time, collaborations in Fortnite have received a lot of pushback, and I think it's for a valid reason, and most likely the same reason people don't like them in COD. There is definitely a point where collaborations go too far and begin to compromise personality and originality. This is most common in games, particularly live service games. Fortnite used to have fully original seasons, storylines, battle passes, and a lot more. The last battle pass to not feature any collaborations, not counting the Chapter OG and Remix seasons, because those were mini seasons, was Chapter 2 Season 1. Almost 6 years ago. And I think I just aged 6 years saying that sentence. It does suck, but I'm not gonna sit here and continue to rag on about it. I think everyone has said their piece at this point. Fortnite becoming a metaverse, as our great overlord Timothy Sweeney calls it, and losing its identity in the process was a dumb move. But it's too late. There's nothing any of us can really do other than just accept that this is what the game is now, like it or not. It's the same issue I have with something like Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and yes, I know I'm about to get jumped by 15, 10-year-old Sonic fans who clearly cannot see things through a critical lens and clap their hands like a seal when they see things they like, but I don't like the fact that the season pass is being entirely consumed by collabs. In fact, I don't like those characters being here in the first place. This is a Sonic and Sega racing game. I'm fine with Miku, I'm fine with Joker, I'm fine with Ichiban, but when both the Sonic and Sega rosters are kind of lackluster, and I mean, yeah, you've got your big names in there, but it's still clearly lacking, I don't want to see SpongeBob or even Aang, and I adore Avatar a lot. And you want to know what's worse? These characters can't even talk. That's like the whole point of a collaboration, but they can't even talk to each other. I'd much rather we get an expensive roster featuring IDW, Classic, the movies, Prime, even Sonic Boom or Archie, than a roster with just the obvious picks and then a couple collabs. But what about when a game is born as a collaboration? A game that seeks to celebrate gaming as we know it? Well, you get Super Smash Bros. The most iconic platform fighter there is. Smash is Sakurai's baby, a game brought together to celebrate gaming as we know it, and it does it so well. While it's not perfect, with plenty of characters having outdated movesets, or some characters just being mischaracterized completely, it's still awesome to see. Getting a character in Smash is probably any developer's dream, and the audience adores it too. Joker, Sora, Steve, Snake, anytime a new daily beloved character gets in, the internet breaks because it's just awesome to see these gaming icons come together in a game that truly wants to do nothing but celebrate the medium. Even just seeing a Mii costume is enough to be excited nowadays. Smash wasn't made out of a want for money or to become a platform, it was made to show love to these worlds. Smash has become a gaming legend and has essentially defined the platform fighter genre, and we don't talk about what Multiverses did. This has been pretty focused on games so far, but that's because I find games easy to talk about. So, to make up for this, I guess let's talk about some other stuff. Ultimate Spider-Man X Jesse. Yep, this happened, it existed, why? Dunno, but I don't have any answers. I guess this is what I mean when I say collabs can be really funny though, because now when you watch Jesse, you have to keep in mind that Spider-Man is canon, and there were like numerous multiversal or world-ending events happening during Jesse that just aren't mentioned. It's the same reason Bang Dream X Persona is a thumbnail. I know I spoke about this earlier, but screw it, I'm bringing it up again because just the implication that these two exist in the same universe will forever be hilarious to me. There are definitely points where collaborations can be taken too far, like I've pointed out, but at the same time, you can't deny there's a charm to them. Just letting two things from two entirely separate genres, worlds, whatever, just hang out and exist together is really cool and also just fun to think about. Look, I spent like way too long coming up with this image a few months ago just because I felt like it, and the one thing I learned here was that no matter what, it all connects back to Fortnite. But yeah, I don't know, this video doesn't have much of a purpose to it. I just felt like talking about this because, again, collaborations can be really enjoyable when they aren't getting in the way. But anyways, I guess if you like this, go ahead and like, subscribe, whatever. Join my membership, it's only £2, you get videos like this early, and a bunch of other exclusive videos. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.